So where are we in the last session? I think I am explaining strings, right? So from today onwards, I will take continuously. Where are we in the last session? Strings, right? Strings, right?
I think just
Yeah,
now
strings only.
you
String example I am explaining. Uh, yes. So I also told like why strings are immutable and why strings are final classes and why the Java people make the strings as immutable and what is the difference between mutability and immutability and in how many ways we can define a string. I explained all those things. Did you guys are followed or did you listen the recordings?
ma'am, last class you are getting power issue, madam. So 10 minutes class over, but we are missing that record session. Could you please continue that?
Okay. So last class I was explaining the string concepts, strings.
Okay.
Okay. So here the strings are nothing but the collection of words. How to define a string? String str equal to like this. The collection of words which are enclosed with double quotes, then we can call it as a string. Right. So in Java, strings are immutable. Java, strings are immutable. What is meant by immutability? Immutability, the meaning of immutability is we cannot change. We cannot change. That is called as immutability. We cannot modify. We cannot modify. That is called as immutability. Why the Java people make strings as immutable? Because in there are three steps. Because in Java, whenever we develop any web application, the data flow from client to server is in the form of strings only. Mainly, it is in the form of strings only. So if you modify it in between, if you modify it, then it is a big crime, right? We cannot modify those things, so that the Java people make strings as immutable, the strings as immutable. Okay, so that is called as the first step. Okay, data transfer is mainly in the form of strings. Okay, so that is the first step. Second step is security. Security means what? If you make it as immutable, no one can change. Then that is called as security. Third one is called synchronization. What is meant by synchronization? I explained. Like a locking. For example, I was in a room. I was doing something. I locked my room. Someone wants to enter into that room. I will not open it because until unless my work got completed, I will not open the room. I just lock it. Once I completed my work, I will unlock my room. So I will get out of that one and the other person can enter into that room. That is called as synchronization. Nothing but accessing only one thread at a time is called as synchronization. Okay, not allowing multiple threads to be act at a time. Acting only single thread at a time is called as synchronization. Okay, now the fourth one is called as caching. What is meant by caching? I explained with one example. For example, we are having a client and server mechanism. So in Amazon, and in Amazon you open. So you want to buy some shoes. Okay, you see some, you searched the shoes and you want to buy some, you have seen the shoes and it was very costly, so you changed your mind and you have searched with another item which is called as glasses. Then you thought that that is also very expensive and again you searched it. Again you searched for shoes. Previously you searched for shoes, right? So at the first time it will go to the database and then it will retrieve the shoes. Next time if you give the same request, it will not go to the database, it directly go to the caching and then it will retrieve, which is called as caching technique. Caching is nothing but it will reduce the number of trips to the database. Okay, it will consume the time. Fetching the data from the database is very cost effective, it is very expensive. So to reduce that one, they have implemented the caching technique in strings. And the fourth one is, and the fifth one, and the fifth concept in string is indexing. What is meant by indexing? I already explained. So in strings also, if you go with Java, it is a word, right? Even though it will stored with a like an array. Like this it will store. For J it will give as 1, sorry 0, or always starts with 0. Then A for 1, B for 2, again A for 3. Like that it will store indexing position. So if we want to retrieve the elements with respect to the indexing, we can retrieve it very fastly by using strings. Until now you are clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now I will show the strings API, like a Java API. It contains lot of strings, contains lot of methods. String contains lot of methods. Okay, if you want to see, you go to Java API documentation, and strings is in a package called as java.lang package. Okay, you click here, packages is there, right? Go to java.lang. Okay, click here. Okay, and then the set of interfaces and set of classes supports by java.lang can be displayed here. Go to the classes and click on the string. See, so this is the string class. I told you string is an immutable class. See, immutability is nothing but if you make a string as a final class, then that class become immutable. So how many immutable classes are there in Java means all the wrapper classes and string classes are immutable. What is meant by wrapper class? Wrapper classes are nothing but data types. See, for example, int, double. Okay, this is called as primitive data types. If you make these data types with capital letter like this, integer, double, char, boolean, string. If you make these with a capital letter like a class, if you define this with a class, then this class called, then these are all called as, then these are all called as wrapper classes. Then these are all called as wrapper classes. What is meant by wrapper class? Why we have to use this wrapper class? Because if you want to store anything with a primitive data type, then declare the data type with this one. If you want to store anything in a form of object, then declare with a wrapper class. Clear? See, string is a class. String is a final class because always the first letter starts with capital letter. So if the data type starts with a capital letter, then we can treat it as a class, which are called as wrapper classes. All the wrapper classes are final classes. Final classes. Okay. So these classes are, by default, these classes are final classes and these are immutable classes. If you want to store anything in a form of objects, then we can go with the wrapper classes. I will show some of the wrapper classes. See classes, character, capital letter, right? So see, this is final. Okay, integer, integer. See, integer. This is a capital letter, right? This is a final. So these are all the classes which are with the final. Then that is called as immutable classes. Okay, clear? This point clear?
Okay.
Clear? Ah,
Okay.
guys, you should respond, guys.
Okay, madam. Okay.
Okay. Then these classes, this string, now we are into string. So string supports number of constructors and string supports number of methods. So these are all the method types. Okay, see, these are all the methods supported by the string. These are all the methods. What are all the methods? See, caret. What is meant by caret? Caret returns the character value at a specified position. Okay, for example, see, I will show some of the examples. Okay, all methods I can't show. I will show some examples. For example, string str equal to Java word. Okay, I want to get the how it will store for Java 0, for A1, V2, again A3, W4, O5, R6, L7, D8. So I want to get the word at a third position. So how you will give system dot out dot println of caret of the index position if you give. For example, in the fourth position, what is the word I want to see? So just give like this. How to give str? So this is the string dot caret of fourth position. What is fourth position here? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. In the fourth it was W. So we will run it. So you got that output?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so like that. That is the method for caret. So if you want to get code point compare to, if you want to compare two strings, okay, whether those are equal or not. So like that, then we can go with the compare. Okay, see, for example, str equal to Java word string str1 str1 and str2 equal to, again I am giving Java word. So if I want to compare to str1 dot compare to of another string str2. If both are equal or not equal, if you want to check, then compare to, run it. You will get 0 because
0.
both are same. Both are same.
Same.
For example, I have given here, I removed Java. Both are not same, then you will get 1. Why? Minus 13. 1 second. Compare two strings. Okay, we will check, read it. Compare two strings, the comparison based on the unicode value of each character in the string. Oh, okay, okay, internally it was checking the ASCII codes, so it was showing like that. Okay, if you want to go compare, you just use equals, don't go to compare to like that. It was giving weird results. Compare to is like a checking the um, ASCII values for each and every character. One ASCII value will be there. ASCII value will be, for example, A is 69 in number, because Java will convert everything in a form of bytes, right? So bytes is,
Yes.
it will convert into zeros and ones. If you want to convert into zeros and ones, it should be a integer value. So for A 98, for B 67, like that, some ASCII values it will internally will give. So by using compare to, it was checking the what values, ASCII values it was checking. So if you want to compare two strings, better go with equals method. Equals method will return boolean value. If both are equal, then it will return true. If both are not equal, then it will return false. Now I am giving Java word.
హలో హలో అన్న చెప్పండి.
Yeah, now I am giving
వస్తామన్నా, కొంచెం క్లాస్
Java.
ఉంది, క్లాస్ తీసుకొని కొంచెంసేపు ఆగి వస్తాం.
Please mute ma.
క్లాస్ జరుగుతుంది.
Mute it. Okay. Now I'm
గంట, గంటన్నర పట్టిద్దండి. 9:30, 10, 15. ఆ! ఆ! వస్తా. వస్తా. ఓకే.
guys,
ఆ!
please
ఆ!
mute and talk. Hello.
ఆ! సారీ మేడం. సారీ మేడం.
Okay. See, now I am giving the two strings Java or Java. If both are equals, then it will return true. If both are not equal, then it will return false. Okay, that is called as equals method. Next, concat. If you want to concat two strings, okay. If you want to add, okay, concatenation. If you want to add two strings, then we can go with the concat. Okay. So what is concatenation here? See, for example, str1 Java world is there. str1 dot concat of, if you want to give string, another string like this, Java world famous I am giving. Okay. So if you want to concat two strings, then we can use the method called as concat.
ఓకే.
Okay. Like this. If you want to append, there is append is one more method is there, that is in string buffer, that we will discuss again. So if we want to concat two strings, then we have a method called as concat. Okay. Next, we have a replace. We are having replace. So if we want to replace one character with another character, then replace. For example, str1 dot replace, replace. Okay, like this. See, str1 dot str1 dot replace of world character Java world, right? So if you want to replace, why guys, see, JAVA. Okay. Okay, instead of J I am giving B. Okay, J comma, I want to replace with B. Okay, now you will get replaced with a word Java world, right? So okay, this is capital letter, right? See, capital letter also it was checking. Okay, see, instead of J we are placing B. So if you want to replace any character with a old character with a new character, then this is useful. Okay. Next, which method is there? Concat contains. So these are all methods are there, so you can check it. Okay, you just take a string and then check whether these methods are, read it, click on that method and this, and then read it whether we are getting the method or not. Index of, see, this is also important, index of. For example, if you want to give uh, a character, so what is that character, in which place that character is specified. For example, str1 dot index of, if you give a character, okay, Java world, so if you give a character A, okay, with a single character, and then okay, then you just run it. Okay, so A is in which position? 0 and 1. So in the first index it was there. Okay, So you will get a doubt. Ma'am, here A was repeated in two times, right? Why it was taking only one? Why not it will give the 3 as an output? Because in the third position, 0, 1, 2, 3. In the third position also A is there. Why it was showing only 1? Because index of will give the first value, first repeated value. Okay, so if you want to get the second repeated value, then we are having one more method called as index of with the second one. See, index of returns the index with the string of the first occurrence. This one, this is the first occurrence, the specified character. Okay, next, if you want to go with the second occurrence, then give the second occurrence, first occurrence, second occurrence, last index of. See, we are having see here last index of. So this is last occurrences. See, for example, I want to give last index. See, last index of, if I give character, then which value will get, which value will get now?
3.
3, because last time where the A was come, that position you will get. See, you will get 3.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, like that. So many methods are there. You can play with these methods. Easy empty. Intern means like a, it will give, if you give a string, it will convert into object and then it will give. Important method, that one. In your interviews also they will ask how to convert a string to object. You can tell intern. By using intern we can give. If you want to convert the strings to uppercase, so lowercase, if you want to replace one character with another character, if you want to split it, see, if you want to find the length, so these are all the methods. Split is like, for example, Java world famous programming language. So this is my entire string, so I want to split it with, I want to split it with same space. See, for one, each and each word in between I am having space. So if you want to split with the space, then give space and then run it. So you will see, if you split it, then we have to iterate it because it will split one by one. Okay. So how to do it? I will tell you. See, first of all, take one array, string array like this. Then split it. str1 dot split off, split with what? Split with space, because for each and every word is separated with a space, and then iterate it. For int I equal to 0, I less than str array dot length, then I plus plus. Now print here str array of I. That's it. We will go, we can split the string with individual words. See, Java world famous programming language, like that you will get. For example, you are separated each word with semicolon like this. Now what you will give here, what you will give here?
Semicolon.
Semicolon.
Okay,
Just
it means
remove this, that one, and then give semicolon. It is string, right? So give in the double quotes. Now see, got it? So that is the way of using the split. Okay, that is that method. Next, so many methods are there. You just go through it. See, if you want to go with two lowercase, two uppercase, two string, so these are all the methods. Trim is like a, if you want to remove the spaces, then you can go with trim. Value of is also very important method. So check on these methods. Okay. Next, next, next we are going to discuss about this program. Yeah. So for example, str1 equal to hello, str2 equal to hello. So what is the output? What is the output? Tell me. True or false?
True.
True. Why?
Both are same. String one and string two. We are
String 1
comparing.
and string 2 are same. Okay. Shall I run this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. True. But I will tell you. Now tell me.
This time also true, ma'am.
This time also true. Why you got false? Hello, hello, same, right? So in the
Yes.
same condition before it was true, but now it is false. What is
String
the
two you are pass.
difference?
String two you are str2 we are passing string
Hmm.
in hello.
1 second, guys. Okay, so here the first string I was declared with the str1 equal to hello. The second one I was declared with str2 equal to new string of hello. What is the difference between the first string and the second string? What is the difference? See, in the first string I was declared with the literal, which is called as equal to operator. The second string I was declared with the new operator. Okay. So if you define, guys, you are able to listen.
Yes, ma'am.
1 second, guys. See, if you define any string with literal, see, if you define any string with literal, where it will go on store is, it will go on store in the string constant pole. Where is string constant pole? String constant pole is also there inside the heap area. String constant pole is there inside the heap area. Inside the heap area, I told you, right? whenever you create an object, it will store in the heap area. So same like when you create a string with literal, in the heap area one small memory space will be there, which is called a string constant pole. There it will store. Here it will store. If you give with the string literal, if you give with a new operator the string, then it will go and store in the heap area. Clear? Okay, so in the string constant pole it will give one reference like 001 for what, string 1. For string 1 it will give a reference str1. For heap area, the second one is called, if you are declared the string with new operator, where it will store in the heap area. In the heap area it will give a reference called as another reference 002 for str2. Okay, now what is our programmer? We are giving if str1 equal to str2, always the double equal to operator will check the references. It will not check the content, it will check the references. What is the reference of str1? What is the reference of str1?
001.
001. What is the reference of str2?
00.
002.
Now tell me, if str1 equal to str2, 001 equal to 002, is it true or false?
False.
False.
False. Why? Because double equal to always checks the references, not the content. So that we are getting the false. So that we are getting the false. Now I removed the double equal to and then I was using the equals method. Okay, now I am using the equals method. Now tell me what is the output?
True.
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 Because equals method always check the content, whether the
Content.
Content.
strings is having the same content or not. Now run it. You will get true. Clear? This scenario
Yes.
you clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now I will tell you like this. str1 equal to hello and str2 equal to hello. Now tell me what is the output?
True, ma'am.
True, because both str1 and str2 is having hello hello, so we will get true. Both the strings, now in this scenario, both the strings we have declared with the literal. Literal means nothing but equal to. Okay, true. Next, I removed equals and then I am using the double equal to method. Now tell me, what is the output?
True.
True. Why?
Index position is same.
Index position. Why index position? str1 hello, str2 equal to hello. Both two different objects, right? Double
Yes, ma'am.
equal to will always check the references, right?
Differences, sir.
Huh?
Differences, ma'am. Yeah, both same.
Both. Why it is same? See, if you define two different objects, it will give two different references. Why in this scenario the two references are same? Hmm?
Because they will created in only string constant pool only, ma'am.
Okay, in
Not
string
in heap area.
okay, in string constant pole, if you it will create, for example, this is string constant pole. For str1, one object. For str2, one object, right? Why same? Because the string constant pole have one. The string constant pole have one facility which is called as, if you have the same, if you have the same content, if the two strings or any three strings or n number of strings is having the same content, okay, then instead of creating one more object, it will share the memory. It will share the memory for both str1 and str2. If the content is same, if the content is same, instead of creating the two different objects, it will share the memory. So here what we are using, we are using double equal to. Double equal to always checks the reference. So here see, according to here, both str1 and str2 is having same reference. So that only we are getting the value as true. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now, for example, here I am using hello world. Now tell me, true or false?
True, ma'am.
Why?
Because it's check the references, right?
But see the
But
content.
no, equals to means it will not check the content, right, ma'am?
Ma, see if both the strings having the same content, then only it will share the
Share
memory.
the memory. Okay, ma'am.
Both the strings are having two different contents, then it will not share. It will create one more object. See, they're getting false because str1 is having hello and str2 equal to hello world. So even though you defined with the double equal to, it will store in a string constant pole. Okay, but string constant pole having which behavior? If it is having the same content, then it will share the memory instead of creating one more object. If it is having different content, what it will do? It will create one more object with hello world. It will not share. Guys, you are following.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Very, very important interview questions. These are all. Okay. Now str1 is having one reference and str2 is having another reference because str2 is having another content. The content is different here. Now if you go with the str1 double equal to str2, both the strings are having different content, so you are getting false.
False.
Different references, so you are getting false. Clear?
Clear, ma'am.
Okay. Now I am doing str1 equal to hello. Now I am doing str1 equal to java. Like this I am doing. Now, if I want to print it, I want to print in str1. Which value will get?
Ja.
Java you will get.
Yes.
Then you should have a question. Ma'am, strings are immutable, you said. So if you define a string with literal, it will go on store in the string constant pole. String constant pole is nothing but immutability. Whatever you do, it will not change. Then why it was changed from hello to Java? str1 equal to hello. str again you removed hello and then you kept Java. Why it was
Yes.
changed? The reason behind is, in this scenario, what internally it will do is, this is string constant code. So for str1, this is str1. Okay, hello. Okay, this is str1. Okay, now this is contains one reference 001. Now what you do? str1 same str1 equal to, instead of hello you have given Java, same variable. You are just overriding hello to Java. Internally what it will do, it will not override this one. It will create one dummy object. It will create one dummy object, and then it will put Java here, and then just refer it. For this dummy object, it won't create any reference. Just refer it, that's it. The main object is there here only. It is not overriding. Main is there. The immutability character it is not losing. Main it is there. Just create one dummy and then it was not changing any address, anything, nothing it was changing. It just displaying this value. That's it. The main value is not changing. So internally it was happening like that. So that only we are getting Java. In interviews, they will ask why it was changed. So you have to explain this concept. Okay, now
Okay.
clear?
Clear, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So these are all the different scenarios of and one more thing I will tell you. str1 dot. Now what is the answer? Hello world. Hello world. These also same. You are just concatenating. You are not changing the value internally. For this one, it was storing one dummy object and replacing that value. That's it. The main value is not changing. Okay. So they will ask like these questions, the concatenation and those things. Okay. So this is about the strings. Everybody clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. In
Ma'am, could
tomorrow,
you please provide that URL before
which one?
you showing me some methods URL?
This is just to go to Google and then type Java API documentation. See,
Okay.
Java API documentation. That's it. The first link only. Okay. So that's it. Okay. So you just go through this class in tomorrow's class. Tomorrow also I will take. Sunday also I will take. We have to speed up now. We will discuss about string buffer and string builder and the JVM memory locations. Okay. Then we will complete it. Then we will go to object oriented concepts. Arrays I completed, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I will share this recordings.